Was this supposed to be filmed months ago? Yes. I don't want to talk about it. I had an idea, not an idea, it was kind of requested that I do a tutorial on how I do Kirishima's teeth. And I just haven't gotten around to it, even though I desperately need to make a new pair. We love procrastinating. And in true Kirishima fashion, we have the red shirt, the DJ shirt. Was that needed? No. I just thought it would be fun. A little Easter egg. Except it's not an Easter egg because I just blatantly showed you. Anyways, I'm rambling. I have all of my stuff here ready to go and do things, right? Let's just get right into how I make Kirishima's teeth. I'm using Instamorph, which I got off of Amazon for like maybe $12. And because this is all I've ever used it for, there's still quite a bit left. It's just a thermoplastic. You can heat it up with a few different ways. You can use boiling water, which I have tried, but I got really frustrated with it because I can't control what parts get hot and which parts don't, so it melts and like you can mold it, right? And also, the water gets cold really fast, so you have to keep reheating it. So that method didn't work for me. Maybe it can work for someone else. The other two, you can either use a heat gun, which is what I'm going to be using, or a hair dryer, which is basically just the same thing, just a little bit less powerful. I'm using the heat gun. It's just faster, it's more powerful, and it's just gonna make things a little bit easier. So if you have one of those around or on hand, great. If you don't, you probably have a hair dryer lying around, and if you don't have one of those, you can definitely use the hot boiling water method. Heat gun, that's what I'm going to be using. And this bowl, which I'm going to put the pellets in, I don't, just get one that isn't, it's not plastic, it's not gonna melt or anything like that when you warm up the beads. But enough about that part. Let's get into actually making the teeth. Okay, now I'm just gonna take the Instamorph, like, plastic pellets, I guess, and I'm just gonna dump a bit in this bowl, and I'll go from there after I heat them up. As you can see, they start going from this white color to more clear when they get heated up, and then you can just mold them to how you want, I guess. Okay, it's all heated up and I've melted it together. I definitely didn't need this much, I don't think. It's also really hot, so be careful. I've got a mirror with me so that I can see what I'm doing, so I don't have to use my tiny phone screen to figure all this out. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of mold it, well, I need a bit more than that, I think, into just like this rectangle shape and mold it over my teeth as like the start to the whole process. And then I will go and add the actual fang, like triangle shaped teeth in after that. Now I've got my little rectangle piece. Sorry that that's gonna be in the way, but I do need to see what I'm doing to do this. So. That's very uneven, and while they're in there, I would shape the back of them, or shape them as best as you can with your tongue so it's all nice and smooth. I'm just trying to shape the tops of them so they are decently blended into my actual teeth. And while you're at it, you can, if you want, take your fingernail or something like a butter knife or something and make little grooves where the actual indents between your teeth are, just so it looks a bit more natural if that's what you're going for. Okay, now I kind of got them how I want them. You're gonna have a little bit of a lisp. Or you might not if you do it better than I am right now. Got like the base done, and then I'm gonna reheat up some of the scraps that I have from the original blob and start shaping the teeth and adding those on. Okay, I've got the little scrap pieces from before and the mold, the base, I guess. And to do this, I'm just gonna heat these up first, and then I'm gonna heat this back up so that they stick to each other, if that makes any sense. Now that we have our reheated pieces, we're just gonna take like a small bit of it and roll it up. It's pretty small. And just kind of shape it into the basic tooth shape. It's very small. There it is. Look at it. It's so small. We're gonna take one of those. Then I'm gonna reheat this a little bit so that it sticks together better. I heated this side up, got my clear little tooth bit, and I'm just gonna stick it on. That might have been way too long, actually. I actually don't hate that. It sticks out a little bit from it's just going to do that. You're gonna have a little bit of a lisp. It's gonna get worse the more teeth you add. But from previous encounters of making teeth and those kinds of things, shaping it can be a little weird sometimes. So if it's too big, like outwards, it's like in your lip and stuff like that, you can take a small pair of scissors like the ones I used before, heat it up, cut a bit of the top of it off, and reheat it back up and shape it back again. There are probably easier ways to do it. That's just how I do it. I need to stop talking with this in because it's getting progressively more difficult to understand what I'm saying. Okay, that's the second one, and now I look like a super cool vampire. More will be going on there, but yeah, it's kind of just that over and over again. They might be a little uneven. The first time I did mine, they were very uneven. But the good thing about Instamorph and it being a thermoplastic is that you can take it out, reheat it, and turn it back into just a sheet if you want, and you can just reuse it a bunch of times. So don't worry about messing up. It can be a little frustrating, but mistakes are going to happen, especially if you're doing it for a first time type thing. I'm sure this isn't going to turn out great, but it's going to be better than it was. Okay, I've got one more left, and honestly, this is probably the best pair I've made so far. The thing with this is I keep forgetting that I can't just stick the little triangles on because they will stick straight out and will make it very hard to talk. It already is, but it'll look a little bit weird if, I don't know, my preference, I guess. It looks a little bit unnatural, so I'm gonna try to show the best that I can. I curved them in, so they're kind of at like this angle. So they're not sticking straight out to where it's gonna mess with the way that like my mouth forms, I guess. It's just a little bit curved in, so it's just easier, I think. But I have one more, and I'm gonna add that, and then it's gonna be all done, and I'm gonna have a new pair of Kirishima teeth. yeah, the teeth are done. They look pretty good to me. Let me know if you use this method or not. I'd love to see what people do with this. I'd love to see your Kirishima cosplays. Is this an excuse to see Kirishima cosplays? Yes. But let me know if you use this or if you found this helpful or if there's any tips you'd like to throw in with previously doing something similar. I'd love to know. I'm still learning. We can all learn from each other. It's getting pretty hard to talk with that. Yeah, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any tips, please let me know. You can find me at Hand of Lotus pretty much everywhere. So, thanks for watching.